All right, we're going to talk about staying on code with your presentation. So once you got the money warning and complete, you got the agreement that we're going to watch look at the presentation. We want to begin the presentation immediately. Remember to start with only the first option. So once you did your money warning, which included your observations, right? It had what the fault in the system were. You could expand those observations too by saying that they were the age of the equipment or the neglect. Right now, you guys are just saying the basic fault in the system, which is fine if it's a fault, if that's all the main problem is. But there's other things you could expand that money warning out even further. But once we're past the thing where we get the agreement, people want to hear about this thing. We want to make sure that we are going to give a slight pause and then begin the presentation. So here's what it sounds like. I'm going to go ahead and do the money warning. I'm going to do a slight pause and go into my first presentation. I'm going to give it a try. Who wants to be the customer? Let's say. David, would you be the customer for me, please? So, David, you be the customer, and we're going to go ahead and I'll do the whole money warning and come up to you and we'll do the whole thing. So, David, you got a few seconds for me?
Sure, Joe. Go ahead.
Yeah. I got some things I don't like what I'm seeing downstairs with the air conditioning unit. I went outside and looked at it, and I got some major problems. But I do have some solutions for you, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, here's the thing. We have a electrical fault in the voltage distribution system right now.
Wow, what's that?
Well, basically, it's the power source of the unit. It's been interrupted, and there's no power getting to all the components inside there. There's a thing that's like the brain of the unit that distributes all the power. The brain? The brain of the unit, yeah. Well, that's okay. I got some solutions for you, okay? Now, top option, you're not going to like. It's too good. It's too premium. But I have some other ones that are more economical. Either way, do me a favor, David.
Sure.
Just don't shoot the messenger and take a look at all the options I have, and don't get too excited when you see the first one.
I don't know. I like my guns, Joe.
All right. Well, I won't continue if you can't promise me.
Yeah, I'll promise. All right. Just play it.
All right. So as long as you promise?
Promise.
All right. So here's my top option. My top option is called my Complete Premium Plus Outdoor Electrical System Renovation.
Wow. So
what I did there, I took a pause before I went into my explanation what that was. What did I start with? My title. I didn't go into I'm not excited. I'm not all herky-jerky. The consistency of your presentation at this moment is a very important factor. If you act like you're jumping around and you're all excited about that, this is you can be a little bit hesitant at the beginning. Like I was hesitant about the money warning. I sensed that he wouldn't stay calm. I got like my guns. Well, Dave, if you can't promise me to be calm, I'm not going to show you the presentation. I'll calm down. I'll stay calm. Yeah, I got to make sure I get it. If he fights me on this staying calm, I've never seen it yet. But if somebody does fight me on staying calm, I would not continue. So my ability to listen here is a very important factor. Now, I said, okay, I'll show what I got here then, David.
All right, let's see it.
All right, my first option is called the Premium Plus Outdoor System Electrical Renovation. Now, David, remember before you told me that this thing is 14 years old, right?
Right.
Here's what I found, that the voltage distribution system is bad, but how old do you think the rest of the components are in this system, too?
It's got to be 14 years old.
Right. Now, would it surprise you to realize that after 14 years, what would happen after 14 years of sun beating down this thing and the unit being overheated all these years? What would tend to happen with electrical components?
Yeah, probably going to dry out, crack, short.
Yeah, so what I went ahead and did is that the immediate component went bad. I went ahead and did a complete renovation and gutted out 30% of the air conditioning unit and put in a brand new system, electrical system for this one. So basically the whole new electrical system, including the heat rejection system, voltage absorption system, voltage distribution. It's completely redone here, okay? Now, top of that, David, you said you buy a plan of service every year, right?
Yes, sir.
How much does it cost for your agreement you buy every year?
Yeah, I think we spend $200.
Now, for the next 5 years, you're completely going to have a plan service included with this one. Guess how much it's going to cost you per year for this one?
How much is that going to cost, Joe?
It's free. You can't write a check. It's completely included. It's all inclusive in this one. Let's say that on 4th of July, this unit goes down on you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you call us at
barbecue.
Let's call 7 in the afternoon on 4th of July, and the fireworks just about ready to start.
Right.
But you had no cooling in your house. Guess how much it costs to call us to come out and repair that unit that day?
That's got to be a bunch.
Yeah, it's free with this system. When you buy this top option, you're completely covered on this top one. You can't write a check for me to come out and look at this thing. And if it has to do with the electrical components of the system, you're completely covered on this thing.
I'm liking this pricing.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be a higher investment. That's what I said. But you told me before, you promised you wouldn't get too upset, right?
No, no problem.
All right. Take a guess. What do you think we're talking about here, David?
Let's see. You're going to come out the 4th of July and can't pay for maintenance, but it's all, it's got to be $3,000.
David, come on, this is the premium way of doing it. A little bit more.
More than three?
No, I'm just teasing. Here's the presentation. It's only $2,500 here.
Oh, that's
Take a look at all of it. I got the more economical solutions at the bottom too. What should we do?
$2,500 is great. Let's go with it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, I got the cheaper options at the bottom. You didn't look at the cheap ones.
No, I'm a premium guy. I know you're going to do a good job, and I have no problem with that.
Check or credit card?
Check.
All right, let's do a check. That's it. That's how the whole presentation would go right there. And so that's staying on code with the presentation. Now, did he give part of the presentation too? He gave a lot of the presentation. I said, tell me what would happen. What would happen if Dino's out there for 14 years and cracks and he comes up with that part of it. I didn't do that. Normally we'd be doing all that talking, right? It's easy to get the buyer to start talking about that stuff as well too. Did you see the power of the pause? That when I stop talking sometimes, it has an impact as well too. If you ever watch, any of you ever find yourself in a church when you were younger, or maybe even now, going to church periodically? Probably not often enough, but let's say you go to church. Do you notice that the person who's speaking, the pastor or the priest, when they're giving their sermon, if they're giving their talk to the congregation, there's usually a healthy pause that takes place between the words that they say. They don't just keep talking, yammering on and on. They say something and then they stop. And then there's silence for a few seconds, and then they continue. And that pause kind of wakens you up. It kind of keeps you awake, and you're ready to nod off. But no, I'm back with you again here because you gave me that pause, right? The pause kind of awakens people and creates a more compelling presentation. It creates more drama to the presentation. Remember, use the benefits of the words because. I went ahead and did this because it's going to save you money. If you're going to say, well, John, so I went ahead and did this. I went ahead and did a whole renovation, 30% of the air conditioning, because this way we're going to restore this whole thing back to its original condition. This way you don't have to worry about it. Also because I can give you a 5-year warranty with that as well too. Now let me explain that service. Well, when was the last time I asked them another question? When was the last time how much do you pay for planned service? How much you pay for your maintenance call? Guess how much it costs with this system? It's free. And how about repairs? If I came out on the 4th of July, what would it cost? A bunch. No, it's free. And so does that build value in the customer's head when he's hearing those words, free? Free? He knows, wow. But you even said it yourself, David, that's got to be pricey. That sounds like a lot of money you're talking about here, right? And he gets at $3,000 and I came in at $2,500. Am I good to go pretty much on this thing? Yeah, so we're on the same page here. If he guesses $500, let's say he guesses $500, we're going to pole vault him. Go ahead and just insult me, David, and say it's $500. That's the customer's trying to insult you when they do it. You know, they're trying to make you sound like an idiot when you do it. So go ahead and tell me it's $500 instead.
Joe, if you're over 500, you're just out of your mind on this.
Well, David, I wish it was only $500. I mean, I know what you mean, but tell you what, add a zero to that.
5,000.
No, it's only $2,500. Take a look at this again. See what I just did there? I just pole vaulted them. So if you guess it's too low, make them multiply it or add a zero to the end of it. If he guesses too high, I still say a little bit more even. I never just make it sound like he got the right number. Let's say he guessed at 3,000, I'm at 2,900. I'd say, David, come on, this is a premium one. It's a little bit more than that. Then he goes, no, 3,500? No, I'm just teasing here. It's only $2,900, right? And if he's too low, you pole vault him. Why am I doing that? To create the value, to create that thing where it's higher in their head and you come in, you're a hero. You're making yourself a hero with that, right? Expand on your warranties and service. Eliminate the trade jargon. Did you hear me use the word contactor at all? Did you hear me use the word wires or anything like that type of thing? Right? Just for gutting out the electrical system. 30% of the system. I like doing that. I like percentages, right? You're changing a blower motor, it's 30% of the system, 30% of the heating of the furnace. You're changing the electrical distribution, that's 30% of the air, because you got the control system, you have the compressor, and you have the fan motor. It's 30% of the system what we're doing here right now at this point, right? If I'm doing the evaporator coil, it's 50% of the system. It's the indoor half. I always tell people what we're doing here at that point, right? Remember the golden phrases that work. What are some of golden phrases? Like Rolls Royce, you can't write a check. Those are things that definitely always work. Now understand, I'm going to tell you one thing on this too, guys. You don't have to finish your presentation. Let's say you go ahead and start giving, who wants to give me kind of a mini little version of their presentation before we start? Go ahead. Dustin, you give it a try, and I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you what it looks like when you don't have to finish here right now, right? So go ahead and start. Yeah, just go ahead. So Joe, you promised. So Joe, either way, do me a favor. Don't get too upset. Just look at all the apps. Start with that.
All right, Joe. So, like I said, just do me a favor. Just don't shoot the messenger. Just take a look at
I
it.
won't do that. What do you got here, Dustin?
All right. My top option is it's the Platinum Plus renovation. It's complete renovation. So, it's got a complete heat absorption system.
I want that one.
Well,
I don't care what it costs. I just want that one.
well, Joe, you didn't even listen to me finish it.
I don't care. I just want the best one. That's the best one you got?
That's the Platinum. Yeah.
Then just sign me up. What is it?
So, check credit card, $62.47.
Yeah, give it to me. Let's do that one. Sometimes people are like that. You don't gotta finish. Does he have to keep yammering on? I've seen it before where people keep talking at this point. Like, no, Joe, let me at least finish. Come on, let me. You haven't even heard about the 5-year warranty and 5 years of service. You got all. I haven't talked about the renovation of the outdoor heat removal system. I haven't. You start going. You get too desperate. It sounds like, why is this guy overselling it? I already bought it, right? If I stop you in the middle of your presentation and say, just give me that thing, which option are you explaining, by the way? Am I telling you to explain all 6 options? I'm only explaining the top option. That's it. Then you hand the sheet to the paper to the customer and let them look at all the rest of the options. They can look at the prices and say, pick one out. It inspires them to say, what's that third one? Which now you're in the closing funnel. What about the third one do you like? That's a good choice. Well, it's got this, this, and this. So what should we do? Yeah, let's do it. That's what it sounds like in the closing funnel, right? But let's go back to this situation. Now, you don't got to paint seagulls in this situation. If somebody stops you in the middle of the presentation, zip it and just do what you did there, Dustin, which is, well, Joe, you didn't look at the cheap options even. At least take a look at those. I don't want to look at those. I want the best one. That's the best one you got? I want that best one. All right. Check or credit card. Check. Do you at least want to hear the price? If I want to even say something like that, you might just somebody at least want to see I don't even care about the price. John, I'm a little concerned you don't know the prices. I mean, come on. You look at that. It might be a lot of money. All right, let me see what the price is. There are people who buy that way. You don't think there are? Believe me, there are. A lot more people than you think there are. About 15% of the population would buy that way. They try and show you because the whole time you're all worried about showing the price, they're going, what's this guy talking about? What's this? He's only an air conditioning guy. What's he going to try? How much do you think it could cost? Like, he thinks I'm some kind of a boob who doesn't understand what things cost. I'm going to show this guy that he's such an idiot that I'm just going to buy the top one just to freak him out. And you know what? I do that a lot of times. Somebody comes up to me and it's like, we could do this. Stop it. I said, what's it going to cost? Give me the whole package. I want this whole house rewired. I had a guy do my cabling and my phone wiring to my house. He's trying to, I could probably do it cheaper if we do this. Listen, Chief, I want 5 lines in this house, and I want every single bedroom to have a line in it. Package it up and give me some kind of guarantee. I don't want you to, don't go cheap on me on this thing. I said, I want the best one on this one. So if you go cheap, you're not going to get the job. There's people out there who like that, believe it or not. But me, I'll teach a guy how to sell to me because I'm a teacher. I teach sales training, so I will teach somebody, don't sell cheap to me. You're not going to sell it. Do most of your customers give you that lesson? They won't tell it to you. Now, believe it or not, there are guys out there who are they have their mother in the truck that when I tell them to stop going cheap on me and sell me the best thing you got, they still fight it like, are you sure you don't want to spend too much money on this thing? It's like, it's just cheaper to do it this way. It's like, cheaper is not better, dude. Where are you getting that from? I don't buy things cheap. I buy the best thing. I buy the best of everything. I buy the best I can afford to buy. That's how I roll. You don't got to go cheap on me. But I tell you what, when I pay a little too much, I'm holding your feet to the fire, Chief. You know, you go ahead. I'll overpay. But you know what? When something goes wrong, I'm at your front door. And that credit card's getting canceled. And everything's going to hell in a handbasket real quick when you screw me over. I'll tell you that. So you know what? Charge me what you need to charge me, even a little bit more. But I tell you what, if something goes wrong, it's my badge of honor to frickin' really screw with you now. I won't feel bad about it anymore. Matter of fact, as a consumer, I like people charging me enough money that I can really go for their throat when something goes wrong. I like it. I feel good about it. What I don't feel good about is jerking you down on a price so cheap that I know you couldn't do it to begin with, and then bitching at you about it. That makes me feel bad. Like, now I got to bitch at this guy who doesn't know how to even price the services to begin with. I got to get this landscaping guy who's cutting my grass for $25. How am I going to bitch at that guy? He brings the gas and the grass cutter and everything, and 3 guys out here for $25. What am I going to say to this guy? He missed a piece. You can't complain to a guy like that, right? If you do, you feel bad about it. You're going to feel bad about complaining to a guy like that, right? So don't paint seagulls. What seagulls are is basically you're putting something in a picture that doesn't belong there. You can paint a nice picture. There was a story of a girl in San Francisco who had she painted a picture for a school project. Her teacher tried to put her over the top and put seagulls in the landscape of the Golden Gate Bridge. She tried to help her out in the background without telling her about it. They entered the picture into the art contest, and of course, this girl finished in second place. And the girl saw that the judges all said, seagulls out of context with the painting. And the girl's like, what seagulls? I never even put them in there. And her teacher put them in there for her. The teacher wound up being uncovered in a big scandal that she was trying to help the student, and it was unfair that she tried to help the student. She got fired from her job at the Monterey, California school district, as well as they sent this girl, the school district had to pay for another scholarship to go to Stanford University for this girl, because the first place was a scholarship to Stanford University. So now they had to give 2 of them that year because the teacher cheated on the entry of the thing. Just try to be nice, trying to help the girl out, and paint some seagulls. So don't paint seagulls, and try to help people out. Once they buy it, zip it up and sell it to them, okay? All right, Deb, well, this top option I'm going to show you is called our Easy Change Furnace Protection System. Now, Deb, remember when I asked you before about changing the filters? What did you tell me about having to go downstairs to change the filters?
Well, Joe, I just can't get downstairs because of my bad knee.
So, those filters got to be changed every month. And guess what happens when the filters don't get changed every month?
We have a problem.
Yeah, it creates a problem with the furnace. It could make the furnace and air conditioning unit break down. So what I went ahead and did is put this easy change system in here that lasts for 6 months instead of every month. And we come out automatically for you, so you don't got to remember to go downstairs with your bad knee and change these filters. So we do it automatically for the next 5 years. It comes with free filters and everything like that. We put a special filter that has a bigger surface area that lasts 6 months instead of 1 month. So we'll go ahead and put that one in there for you there. Remember before I asked you about that new furnace you just bought 2 years ago?
Right, and I was so angry. We had to replace it in the middle of winter, and it was just really awful.
Exactly. I mean, it costs a lot of money, you told me too, right?
Yes, very expensive.
Well, here's my greatest fear, is that right now the drainage system on the air conditioning unit does not have a furnace protection, flood protection system, and so the water from the air conditioning unit could just flood right into the furnace and ruin that new furnace. I don't know, I'm not sure why somebody didn't put that in there for you.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I went ahead and put that in there this time, so this way we don't have any problems with that, to protect that investment on the furnace, okay?
Okay.
Now, this package comes with the Easy Change filter system, the flood protection system. I also give you a 5-year planned service program, so every single year, twice a year, we come out and look at the air conditioning unit and the furnace twice a year. So what do you think a package like that would cost? This is going to be a high investment. It's going to be a lot of money, probably. What do you think?
I don't know, maybe $2,000?
Double that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, actually, it's not that bad. Here, take a look.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right, Deb, this top option is called our whole house sewage removal system renovation. Now, remember when I first got here and I asked you, when's the last time you had drain cleaning done in this house? What'd you tell me?
We never had it done.
Yeah, and that's my greatest fear, is that we've been here in this house for 20 years now, you said,
Right.
20 years in this house. You've never had drain cleaning done. Can you imagine all the stuff that's inside those pipes?
Oh, it has to be terrible.
Yeah, so my greatest fear is I'm going to clean the one drain out, and I'm going to push the clog somewhere else. It's going to make something else clog up too. So what I went ahead and did is work up an option where basically I clean every single drain in the home. I take all the pipes underneath all the sinks and faucets, and I restore the piping so it's like brand new again when I do that. If you allow me to clean every single drain in the home, including the main sewage going out to the outside, I can give you a 5-year no clog, no drip warranty, where basically for the next 5 years you can call me anytime to unclog a sink or a faucet or anything.
Oh,
let's say that Thanksgiving comes and one of your nephews were to clog up the toilet or something like that. Guess how much it would cost to have a plumber come out here to unclog the hood on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve?
Oh, I don't know, $2,500, $3,000?
Yeah, no, it'd be free with this package because it comes with it. It's completely free with this package. So this package includes the whole house drain cleaning, a 5-year warranty, completely you're covered for the next 5 years. Take a guess. What do you think we're talking about just to buy that kind of a package?
Oh,
If you had to purchase that kind of package, what would it
maybe $3,000?
be? No, double that.
$6,000?
No, it's only $32.95. Here, take a look at the rest of them. What should we do?
Oh, that sounds great.